ground. Online. Custom rules. Comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight?
This will be a good fight. Round one. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Denies the attack and tries to turn up the pressure with an overdrive projectile. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Both fighters are sitting on a full drive gauge. This might be prime time to let it rip. Starts with a jumping. Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive. Knockdown. Projectile to try and change the situation. Both fighters decide to reset the pace and assess the situation. Spends their gauge on the truck. What a finish. Great read on the life gauge there. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Opts to create space to start. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Did well to get the buff in there. Going in? Player 1 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Jumps in. The throw missed. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Just goes for it at this range. The super hits, and this looks like it's gonna kill. Perfect KO. They were in full control there. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Let's off a projectile to waste time. Nothing but air for the impact. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Difficult situation for a throw. What are these fighters thinking now? Who's it gonna be? Neither fighter can force the other to give up even an inch. Player 2 with the life lead gets the jump in. Throws them to negate the block. Player 2 gets them. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Steps back to start things off. They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Smart play to stop the opponent there. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Going in, springs forward with a drive rush. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Denies the jump-in. Are they going to be able to come back and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat? A quick breather. Tries to bait out a reaction to a fireball. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Knocked them out of the air. This unleashes some big damage. Player 2 can't let this simmer. They got to start cooking. Flatline zone. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win?
Fight round. Fight.
Backdash tries to make something happen with an overdrive arm. Ryuenbu. This is gonna hurt. Turning it right up with a super. Uh-oh. This could really tip the scale.
What's wrong? Get up.
Fireball pressure. Trying to wear down the opponent. Mind keeping it nice and pretty. Willing to risk it for the overdrive. Player 1 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. Will this drive gauge gap decide the round? What are they gonna do? Player 1 is barely hanging on to their last bit of drive. Nice fireball. Both sides getting ready. There's the burnout. Fights back with authority. Crowns him from above. Player 1 still has a chance, but it's going to be an up to flatline zone. Player 2 gets the win in a convincing fashion. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. The big bang to Chosen comes out. Takes the opponent out of the air. This is a chance to dictate the pace. Projectile to try and change the situation. Utilizes an overdrive arc there to tack on just a little more damage. What are they thinking here? Throws him down. Very solid corner kick. Player 1 chases them down. All right, what's coming up next? What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Can't tech the throw? Was looking for that jump attack. Both can end the round now, and the drive gauge is fair. KO! Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Opts to create space to start. This round is so important. Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to change. The no-fly zone. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Player 2 flying through the air with the greatest of ease and hits him with the Chohisatsu Shinobibachi. This is gonna hurt. The low. This unleashes some big damage. The low kick hits. Medium kick into close range projectile. A single hit will do it. Mind keeping it nice and pretty with a target combo. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Can they use it? That was the highest I've ever seen one. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point.
Fight round. Fight.
That uses their drive gauge. This is gonna hurt. Reads the jump in perfectly. Player 1 has the super gauge advantage. They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? Mind keeping it nice and pretty with a target combo. Jump! The low block! Links it! Nothing stops this train! Turning it right up with a super! Wait, what? Are they actually dead? make them stronger. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that one round. Oh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Fireball from very long range. What's next here? Who will gain control of the match in the early going? A drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Jump in finds the mark. Sticks the combo. Player 2 chases them down. They break things off to take a quick breather. Parries the projectile. Now what's the follow-up? Big gap between the two fighters, so they throw out a fireball. From up above. KO. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with?
Round 2. Fight.
Opts to create space to start. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Player 2 kept their drive gauge topped off through that round and still took the win. Guess they didn't need it. That's a big gap. Who's going to close it? The big bang for choking comes out. They gotta make sure not to splurge with that drive gauge and leave themselves vulnerable. Zones with the fire, brushes that off and keeps going. Bends the meter, hoping for a good return. Player 1 drops him to half, closing the gap. Jumps in. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Player 2 sets up with the jump in. That's how you close it out. What a beast!
Real win.
Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Oh, we're not done yet. Looks like they're both warmed up. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Shoots off a fireball up close. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. No good up high. Player 2 with the life lead. Definitely shuts out the jumping. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strat. Throws him. What's next? Turns it up a notch, picks up the win with the counter hit. Looked like they were baiting their opponent into making a mistake. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Decides to create some distance to start. Projectile to try and change the situation. Player 2 did a great job of maintaining their drive gauge during that last round. It's going to be even more important in this next round to keep that up to help strengthen their ground game. Plenty of life left, a full drive gauge to work with. They have ton experience in burnout. Knockdown and player 2 in dire straits with burnout. Burnout activates. Breaks the block with a throw. Side switches this and leads to some big damage. Okay, a fireball at that range? Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Time to get down to business. The first round starts now. Can't tech the throw from up above. Goes for the fireball. Lots of aggression from both sides. Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. Had the radar up and running. KO. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with?
Round 2. Fight.
Immediate jumping. They've piled up burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Attempts to break the stalemate with a fireball. Player 2 has a slight life lead. Okay, creating some space here. Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. Can they recover or are they in trouble here? Burnout dissipates. Shuts that down with a parry. Goes for the jump in. Bends the meter, hoping for a good return. The super hits and this looks like it's gonna kill. There it is! They knew it'd be enough. Player 2 took no time to finish that fight. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? This is crucial. The opening round is about to begin. A drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Deftly shuts out the jumper. Goes for the fireball. Player 2 has the life lead. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or big trouble here? The stun is going to leave them defenseless. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Gets the jump in. Player 1 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this opt for the throw to close it out. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Opts to create space to start. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Throws out a projectile. Gets the parry in and adds some pressure. Fights out of the corner, back to the center of the stage. Hits him with a stop and bomb. Throws a beefy Kachosen. Player 1 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Experiencing burnout. Ends the meeting, hoping for a good return. Yo, are they actually dead? What? That was enough to kill? Yo, that read was godlike! That's what happens when you capitalize on all of your chances.
Round 1.
Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. This is crucial. The opening round is about to begin. Player 2 with the life lead. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Turns it up a notch and sends them to the corner. Player 2 is maintaining the triggers the super and is looking to put this out of reach. Player 1 is in a tight spot right now. Knockdown. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Was looking for that jump attack. Got their eye on the air. Checks them with a projectile. Where's their open? Intercepts. Slick anti-air finish. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Opts to create space to start. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Did well to get the buff in there. This fight is just underway. What kind of game plan do they have? Will this super art connect? That's some big juicy damage. Experiencing burnout. It's a good spot to use the super. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here.
What's wrong? Get up!
They decide to take a breather to regroup. They return to center stage. Goes for the jump in. Attempts to break the stalemate with the fireball. Player 2 is dominating this match. Not much movement, but the thinking caps are definitely on. The big bang Kachosen comes out. Player 1 is barely hanging in there, but can still mount a comeback using their drive. Our fighters are at a standstill. What's the play here? Looks like they both want to stay out of the corner. KO! That's what happens when you capitalize on all of your chances. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Checks him with a projectile. Denies the attack and lays on the pressure with the projectile. Starts with a jumping. Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? The jump-in is denied. A big drive gauge disparity has opened up, and it wouldn't surprise me if they try to go down to the wire. Triggers the super and is looking to put this out of reach. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Throws them to negate the block. The attack is parried. Shows the medium drive rush to keep it going. Jump. caught in the crossover. They need to rely on their drive impact for the win. Player 1 wins the first round and is now riding a huge wave of momentum.
Round 2. Fight!
Opts to create space to start. Who's going to start things off? Fireball from very long range. What's next here? Dashes up. Hits up the counter. This is going to experiencing burnout. Uses the gauge for a super art. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here.
What's wrong? Get up!
Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Anti-air drops him. Blocks the low kick. Zones with the fireball. Oh, what's this? Impact finish. It was more than enough. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Jump? Barely blocks the jump in. This is gonna hurt. Player 2 can build off this lead. What are they gonna do? Oh, here we go. Shakes things up with a fireball. A jump in? Drops him hard. This can lead to some big damage. Combo! Turns out! Player 1 is in burnout state. Drops them. The low's blocked. Fireball pressure. Trying to wear down the opponent. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Noticeable luck reads the jump in perfectly. One hits them for the win. Player 2 was an absolute beast in that match.